well, I got to shout out DoseOfDion, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, you know, guys don't know DoseOfDion. He put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Lions' newest tight end, Josh Hill, in today's video from the New Orleans Saints. Now, if you guys saw my video today where I broke the news on the Lions signing Josh Hill, I do apologize for the cringiness and the awkwardness of that video. I am sorry. That's not how I wanted it to go, but unfortunately, that's all I could do. So, I actually wasn't home today. I was at the Michigan basketball game. I watched Michigan play Ohio State. And no, I don't want to see any comments in the comment section. If you're a view mirror and we're looking forward to the NCAA tournament, all right? And that's where we're going to leave it, just like that, all right? Man, it's heartbreaking. It really was. It really did hurt. Oh, man. All right, but no, let's take a look at Josh Hill in today's video. So I was thinking, okay, how could I get my energy up? You know, how can I get the good vibes flowing once again? Well, let's take a look at the guy the Lions just signed. Plus, I think I owe this to you guys after the awkward video I put up breaking the news. I'm sorry. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. I know it was weird, but that's really the only thing I could do. I couldn't record because we were on the road. It was a long road trip, and there was really no other way for me to do it other than just like putting pictures out there or putting it in the community. And I didn't want to put it in the community because I don't know how many people see that. So I was thinking, how can I break the news, give you guys the information the best that I can? So I just kind of typed in the information and I let the electronic voice say it. I know it was weird. It probably won't happen again. Hopefully it doesn't have to, but it was like last resort. It was the only way I could get you guys the news. So the Lions signed Josh Hill. We're going to talk about it in today's video, but we're also going to break down the film. So I know what you're thinking. Guy is probably not that guy. This guy's washed. He's 30 years old. His stats aren't that great. What do you have? 8 receptions last year? Who is this dude? What are the Lions doing? Now, I don't know the exact contract details, but I'm assuming it's pretty cheap. But let me just tell you, the guy is not washed. The guy is not washed. I mean, this guy has something to offer for the Detroit Lions. And I definitely can see why they signed him, because recently the Lions released Jesse James. Now, Jesse James, I think, saves him around $2.3 million. And if it's a post-June 1st cut, it could be up to $5 million. Either way, it saves him some money, and it was really good for both sides, right? We said in the video. I mean, for Jesse James, him getting an opportunity to potentially go elsewhere, sign elsewhere, because he wasn't getting much role in Detroit, and he probably won't in the next couple of seasons. And for the Lions to save some money, where they need to have some money, and they probably won't use him a 10 anyway, so maybe they could go with a cheaper option, and this could be that option. Again, I don't know how much they gave him a contract for, but it could have been a cheaper option. Now, the New Orleans Saints kind of had to release this guy because they've had to release a lot of guys. The New Orleans Saints are in a very tough financial situation, and they tried to they tagged Marcus Williams. So they needed to clear a lot of space. They not only released Josh Hill, they also released Jared Cook, who was a very big part of that offense. So they were getting rid of some pieces because they just don't have the money. But it allowed Dan Campbell to apparently get a guy that he really liked when he was working with him in New Orleans. Because remember, Dan Campbell was the tight end coach, and he was also the assistant head coach. So he was working directly with Josh Hill. Now, Josh Hill is 30 years old. 6'5", 250 pounds, which, by the way, is the same weight as Jesse James. I thought I'd point that out. That's going to be important as we watch today's video. Also, the Saints believed in this guy, okay, because in 2016, they gave him an extension for 3 years, over $7 million. A few years later, in 2018, they gave him an extension on that for 3 years, $8.8 million. They believed in this guy. And to give a guy that much money, I know it's not a ton, but nearly $3 million a year for a guy that's really not giving you much as a pass catcher, that kind of speaks to the way you're playing. And they really liked him. I've heard only good things about his play, how he is in the locker room, how he is for your culture. Sean Payton said great things about him, the importance to the team that he really is. So now the Lions get him on their roster. And today, we're going to take a look at some film for Josh Hill and just kind of see, you know what he's bringing to the table for the Detroit Lions. Now, you can look at the statistics and you're not going to be blown away. I get it. Last season, 8 receptions. Year before that was 25. But that's not really his game. So let's just dive right into this thing, man. Let's waste no more time. Let's get this film started. I want to see the guy make some plays in the passing game, even if that's not really what he's known for, which he's not, which we'll see. But I did want to show you guys some plays of him in the passing game, okay? Just making some plays here, just being a reliable option. So he is number 89. You're going to see him all the way over here on the right side of the offensive line. He is the tight end. He's up on the line, all right? Now, like I said, he's just a reliable option. A lot of his receptions have come off of broken down plays when he kind of just gets open, finds a hole in the defense. The quarterback can see him because he's a big target, and they get it to him. So that's what you're going to see on this play, right? I mean, it's a perfect example. Drew Brees rolling out, play breaks down, he finds a hole in the defense, and he just makes a play on the football. You're going to get a play action bootleg, which I expect to see a lot next season. So boom, this is perfect already. You can already see how this could be a scheme fit. You're going to get him to this kind of drag underneath here, right? We see this all the time. It's like the easiest option. Just dump it off, maybe get a couple yards. And that's what they do here. You know, Bridgewater just takes the easy dump off, and that's the role that he can play for your offense. Now, let's get into the exciting stuff, okay? None of that boring, you know, oh, he caught the football. No. I want to show you guys some real heat. You guys ever watch a tight end, you say, hey, I'm excited to see this guy block. No? Well, you're in for a treat today, man, because this is the blocking sesh with DoseOfDion. The blocking sesh. Sorry. All right, here we go. Number 89. I'll pick up block in the second level, right? He's going to pick up this linebacker. Now, I'm going to show you a lot of clips from the Seattle game because I want to show you the consistency that he brings as a blocker. That's what he was known for, and I wanted to backcheck that. Is he a legit blocker? The dude's a legit blocker, and they love having him block downfield. They love blocking in space, blocking to the second level, blocking to the third level, and that's what you're going to see on his first play. So here's the handoff. Boom, pick up the linebacker, helps create the hole there. And, you know, he doesn't keep the block extremely well in that play, but that's just the first example. We got a lot of them coming. Now he's all the way here on the right side. This is, again, play action bootleg. This is why he can be helpful. Jared Cooks takes off because he's kind of the receiving threat. This is a 2 tight end set. I don't know how much we're going to see this next season from the Lions. We could definitely see it. Now we definitely could. I could see stuff like this. The Lions mix it in from what the Saints did last year. But it doesn't mean that he has to be a receiving threat because he's on the field. He can just simply be there to block, and that's what he is here. So they're going to stretch everything to the left side, and they're going to have a one-on-one here. So they're trusting him to pick up this block. So he's got the rollout. He picks up his block, and they can dump it off to Alvin Kamara safely, okay? So we're just kind of easing our way into the hypeness of this video. Here's another stretch play. How far off he is from the defense end. He's got a long way to go, right? This defense end's got a really nice head start. You would think, oh, he could just, you know, blow back there and make a play. He just has to get a hand on him to throw him off a little bit. Watch him get involved here. Eventually takes him to the ground somewhat. He kind of fell with him, but still getting involved. You can see the effort. He's not going to blow you away with speed, but there's definitely going to be effort. Now you're going to get him lined up here in the slot. Boom, I love this play. You know why I love this play? Because this is the hard work that goes unnoticed. These are the things that go unnoticed that need notified. All right? Like a reminder, like an app. You need notified. They loved using this guy for screens, running back screens. One thing they did a ton is they would actually send him deep like a route, but they would never throw to him. They would set up a screen so that he's already downfield to block at the way downfield. They love doing that with him. This one I think is a beautiful play, though, of just their trust. Okay, these are all one-on-ones here, right? One-on-one, one-on-one, one-on-one. And they need 5 yards. This is a third down. So what do? I'm going to trust that we can block to the second level. That's not an easy responsibility. Shout out to the receiver for doing his job. But look at this. Picks up the linebacker, holds his block, pushing forward, and watch Josh Hill watch him take KJ Wright out of the play here. Watch him. Turn him around. Boom, out of the play. Now, unfortunately, Alvin Kamara couldn't score because they kind of blew it up. But turn him all the way around. Take him out of the play. Now, he's trying to edge contain, but either way, right, he's filling that gap, so he's able to take him out of the play. Look, now we're on the Cardinals game, and I need to warn you. If you are under the age of 13, you might want parental advisory for this one. You might need a parent to accompany you because I'm just going to tell you right now, the twitchiness that Josh Hill brings to the table is so twitchy that it could make you dizzy, okay? I know that sort of rhymed. Didn't mean to. So here he is. He's going to give you this little chip block. Boom. Did that a lot for them. And then he'll leak out. He gives you a chip block and leaks out. He doesn't really run that many deep routes unless, like I said, they really set it up for him to block downfield. All of his catches are usually just underneath. They kind of forget about him. That's kind of what this one is here. Okay, plays broken down. By the way, Breeze, nice. I see you stepping out of that. Now watch. Boom. Open field. Oh, snap. What are you going to do? Oh, make a miss. I'm sorry. I am so sorry y'all had to see that. And then he catches at a very high rate. Career, 67% catch rate. Now, think about this. Jesse James has that same catch rate, right? And he was getting paid a lot of money for his career. The last 2 years with the Lions, 59% and 63%. Very reliable pass catcher. Really gives you like absolutely nothing no after the catch and doesn't go very far downfield on his route. He's got a couple examples, but not a ton here. You're going to see him start to block. Then he's going to kind of leak out. Now, this is a screen. Oh, my gosh. Cover your eyes, kids. Oh, my goodness. Watch the... Okay. Hey, he caught the ball, though. My point is he's not very exciting in space. That's not really what you're getting. I was waiting for this. I was waiting for that Dan Campbell kneecap moment. That's what I was waiting for. I wanted to see a play that got me off my seat. And I had a feeling. I had a feeling this was going to be that play. When I saw the yards after catch for, I think it was Michael Thomas, I was like, dude, I'm telling you this guy's going to make a play downfield. I'm just going to point him out, and you just watch. Right here he is, okay? Right side of the offensive line. There's a chip block. Now he's down the field. Uh-oh. Y'all see it coming. Oh, my goodness. Just stop it. Y'all knew it was coming. I mean, look, it's not a very difficult block to make to run someone over when they don't see you, but I wanted to see that. I wanted to see him lay someone out. I wanted to see that. And right here, bop. Come on. Is that Patrick Peterson? What are you doing? Opened up a huge play there. They love blocking this guy downfield. He's really good at it. Again, on the right side with this play, Drew Brees under center here. Goal line situations. Watch this block. He literally makes this touchdown happen. Tell me he doesn't make this touchdown happen. He's going to work his way inside, pick up the linebacker, and open the hole for Latavius Murray. He should get credit for this touchdown. Linebackers all the way over here. Watch him work his way across the field. Boom, pick it up. He creates this hole. Linebacker can't fill that gap. So does the offensive line. They do a good job too. Touchdown. That's a huge play. That's going to go, if that stuff goes unnoticed, but that is huge. This one, you know, a little bit to a lesser extent, right? They sent him out a little bit on the route on this one. But kind of what I want to show you is this is blocking downfield. This is what they do all the time with him. They do screens. I don't know if this one was actually set up to have him block downfield, but you'll see, I mean, he does take the secondary player out of the game. I mean, he never has an opportunity to stop running back, and it leads to a touchdown. Blocking downfield is his strength. Here you're going to see him kind of just let the guys go by. Oh my gosh, you can't forget about Josh Hill. That's the thing, though, because he blocks so often and he's not known much as a threat because he's not super athletic, he's not very fast. He gets forgotten, and he gets forgotten a lot. And because of that, it's plays like this, where everybody takes off, everybody forgets about him, and you get him in open space, and, you know, he's got reliable hands. Now watch this ball protection, right? Ball security. Don't fumble that. He was coming for it. Didn't fumble, though. Protected the football here. Blocking to the second level. It's not easy to block a secondary player. These guys that are quicker at the second level. Watch him pull outside here, picking up number 20. Watch him just take him with him out of bounds. Take him out of bounds, baby. Take him out of bounds. Love this guy blocking downfield. Stays connected really well. Now, against Chicago, I had to find a game where this guy went a little off. I had to find a game where he went a little off. 43 yards, 3 receptions, and a touchdown. That's fantasy for you guys. Pick him up on your fantasy team. Just kidding. Don't do that unless there's something for blocking. This is Josh Hill against Chicago 2019. You love to see it. You love to see it, okay? Now, most of these, they just honestly forget about him. I mean, that's kind of what happens here. So, you know, he kind of leaks out. Everybody forgets about him. This is what he is. I feel like he's just a last resort. That's what he is. I mean, that's why I think so many of his grabs come on broken down plays, because he's the last option. You look everywhere else, and if you don't have something, you reliably check it down to him. That's kind of why I think he's, you know, you break out of a play, and he's the last resort. That's kind of what it was here, right? He goes through all his options. Last second, he decides to dump it off to Josh Hill. Everybody forgets about him, and he gets into the end zone. Not going to make a lot happen with the ball in his hands. He's not going to make guys miss. He's not going to run through guys, but he's got good hands. This is probably the deepest route, one of the deeper routes that I've seen him catch. This is actually a nice play. Really nice play. Good hands here. Good concentration. Watch. Stop inside the zone. He goes right to him, throws it away from the defender, works his way down, makes the grab, first down. And this is really good concentration as well. All the way on the left side. He's going to work his way across the field here. Really good job. Concentration. You're seeing bobble. It's a little bit of a low pass. Again, play kind of breaks down a little bit. He's got it for a long time, so he dumps it off, look low, bobbles it, controls, and here he goes downfield. Now look, this is what I mean though. People literally forget that he's out there. I mean, they forget about him, right? They don't even pay attention to him because he chip blocks, and then everybody just else leaves him. Look, everybody leaves him. He's going to the other receiver. No respect for Josh Hill, so he takes advantage. And watch this. Whop! Stop it! That's who the Lions got in Josh Hill. And it does make sense because I don't know, the Lions really didn't have a blocking tight end aside from Hunter Thedford, who we really rarely saw at Utah. So, I mean, there was a lot of question marks about what he could do for the Detroit Lions, right? And, you know, whether or not he could be a reliable piece for us as a blocking tight end. So, Lions didn't have that, and they kind of needed to fill out that role with somebody after losing Jesse James. And if this can be a cheaper deal, locker room presence, you know, it just makes sense because this is kind of, to me, he's going to play the Jesse James role for hopefully a cheaper contract. That's what I'm hoping here. And, you know, for Lions, again, he has connections, he has ties, so it makes sense that they would go this route. Who are the guys that are going to stretch the field? Well, what you'll notice if you watch the Saints is they do stretch the field and they use different personnel packages. When they like to stretch the field, it's Jared Cook, right? They have other tight ends on the field. For the Lions, that'll be T.J. Hockenson. That'll be your Hunter Bryant. But this will be the guy that can leak out when he needs to and be a reliable option. But for the most part, he's really just a good blocker. He's a very reliable blocker, especially downfield, and he's just got a great attitude for it. Beautiful attitude. And you'll notice, you look at his PFF grades are really low in terms of receiving, but he's got a nice grade overall because he blocks really well. He's kind of playing that role for the Lions, hopefully on a cheaper deal than what Jesse James. Made no sense to pay Jesse James what we were going to pay him for the next 2 seasons if he wasn't going to be that involved in the passing game. Like, what's the heck the point is doing that? Check to see if there was any kind of, you know, reoccurring issues in his game. I mean, there have been some injuries in the past. I think there was a hand injury, and then we had the ankles injury, high ankle, 2016 when he only played in 9 games. But aside from that, he's been player that's usually on the field and he's going to play for you. And also, there's not a lot of fumble issues either. 3 career fumbles, 2 actually came all the way back in 2017. So he doesn't fumble the ball very often. If you look at his snap counts, what happened last season was with Adam Troutman, he started to kind of lose his role a little bit there, and they were kind of going towards their next phase, you know, working in for the next tight ends. For the Lions, though, they lost Jesse James, so they have kind of a guy that's, you know, kind of a little bit of a tweener for the next season or maybe the next 2 seasons, depending on what his deal looks like. It's not a bad piece to fill in there for a cheap option that, you know, can help you, can help some of these young guys, right, and kind of fill the role that you just definitely need with a player that you can trust he's going to be on the field consistently and a player that you can trust is going to get the job done. That, you know, I just don't see has a lot of lapses. There's not a lot of lapses in his game. He is what he is, though. I mean, you look at his yards per game. His highest yards per game is 16.6. That's not a lot. Just not a very involved pass catcher. Yards per reception last season was 5.8. Year before that was 9. All right, his highest coming 12.6 in his second year. 25 receptions was his highest in 2019. He kind of peaked a little bit there. But again, he's just kind of that, hey, dump down option we needed. He played about 2/3 of the snaps, but last season it went down to about 1/3. Plus, he plays on field goal attempts as well. He blocks on field goal attempts. He plays on the outside. You know, he really doesn't do a lot. I've seen him just kind of reach out and try to hit both of the defenders. But he does, you know, do that. So if the Lions need someone to fill that role because of his length, then they can. The size is definitely there to maybe get some mismatches, but, you know, he's not going to twitch. He's not going to jump off your screen with athleticism. He just does his job well, and he blocks really well downfield. I personally see a great scheme fit. A guy that can play in heavy run offensive sets, which I'm expecting to see a lot next season. Lions trying to run the football. So 2 tight end sets, he can get out there. And also a player that can do really well play action, helps you a lot on screens, all the things that Jared Goff loves to do, right? And then he's kind of the last option that's, you know, got good hands, a sure catcher to just get you a couple of yards. When in doubt, you can throw it that way. I think all those things are great, and he has the perfect attitude. So I think he's a scheme fit. Now, you will notice like 2-minute drills, you know, when they're spreading things out, they're trying to get speed on the field, that's when he comes off. But in those occasions, that'll be Hunter Bryant. Hockenson will take the field. They won't need him in those spots. He's going to be more of an early down, you know, run heavy type of offense, and also a player that can play in play action, which I think is what we're going to see a lot next season from Anthony Lynn, from Jared Goff, because I think those are their strengths. So if you want to know more about that, I have a video on Jared Goff. Also have a video on Terrell Williams. But I think these guys are kind of molding towards a certain build, and it seems to make sense on paper. So another thing I noticed that the Saints would like to do is they actually like to use an extra offensive lineman as kind of like a tight end to block in certain situations. I just thought I'd throw that in there because that might be something we see a little bit next season. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you, for watching. Thank you guys for bearing with me on the weird breaking news video. I know it was weird. I'm sorry, but I just want to get the news out to you guys. Thank you, for watching, and I'm out.